guys, it's Katie, and a couple of things I want to address before I get started with this video. I am in a completely different room right now because I switched rooms with my little sister. I gave her my big, huge, massive, unfairly massive room, and I took her smaller room, a little more cozy. I haven't completely finished moving everything yet, so I can't do a room tour till that's done, but there'll probably be one up within the next 2 weeks. And that's exciting because I haven't done a room tour for like ever. This is a video just about my recent lifestyle change, which has been the whole running situation. So I guess I'm just gonna jump right into it, just talking about what I do for people that don't know or follow me on Twitter. Because there's been a lot of 5 a.m. texts, or not texts, tweets from me about my running, and people are like, what? You get up at 5 to run? So I just want to talk about how it began, what the status of it is now, and what I've learned / gotten from it and everything. So first off, I want to talk about this blog that I had over the summer. I had this blog called summeriturnedskinny.tumblr.com. I don't use it anymore, I don't update it or anything because it was a rough part of my life. I just thought that my body wasn't good enough to be, you know, anything special, or I don't know what was going on. I just had a really tough summer with my body and everything because summertime is hard, especially for people who aren't twig skinny and perfectly toned and everything. Like I've never been the skinny girl. I've always been a little bit curvier, a little bit more hourglassy, and sometimes it's hard. I did this 90-day challenge where I did like straight exercise every day for 90 days. I didn't actually follow through with it because around like day 60 or so it started to get a little bit unhealthy for many reasons, so I quickly just stopped that after some interventions and everything. Everything really started with Tumblr because I saw all these pictures of skinny girls and things, and I learned what a fit blur is, or like what is it called? Fin blur? I don't know. But basically blogs about people getting fit and their progress and things. And that really motivated me, and it still motivates me. Like I'm not saying it's wrong to have a fit blur or anything, but I'm not doing that anymore. That's not really me. I'm not tracking my progress. It's just going to be me and my body. I'm not going to be taking numbers into consideration or anything because that's just ridiculous. But that's how I started with it. And every day since the second week of school, I believe, like every school week, I have been running. The only week that it excludes is when I got my wisdom teeth taken out because I obviously couldn't exercise during that because I was on intense Percocet painkillers. But ever since the beginning of school and excluding that week, I have been running almost every morning before school. The only exception of when I will not run is if I had stayed up till like 2 o'clock the night before doing homework, because that happens to me because I'm a teenager and I'm a high schooler, and sometimes I get those days when I just have so much homework that it's like inhumanly possible to do it all before like 10. I don't want to like tire myself out too much to the point that I'm like falling asleep during class. That is just not me. I'm not that kid who falls asleep during class. Like, no, I am very attentive. I take notes. Like I guess you can call me kiss up because I am a kiss up because I want good grades and I want to go to college. So I guess you can call me the kiss up girl who takes notes all the time because I do that all the time. Most of the time, if I get to bed before like 11, I run the next morning. And running for me at first was because I was unhappy with my body and I really just wanted to run off fat and everything. But it's become not so much a way of me getting fit, but a way of me just releasing steam. I've noticed, like, can you see how like bubbly and like energized I am right now? I think it's because of my run this morning, to be honest. And I've been drinking a lot more water, which also does contribute to that. And it also makes me have to pee really bad all the time. And the worst time to have to pee really bad is when you're in the car because I tend to speed and, you know, it just gets bad. I have a couple like routes, however you want to say it, around my neighborhood that I go, depending, you know, on how far I want to go, how hard I want to go. This morning I ran a really hard run, like one of the hardest ones I've done in a while because I just had a lot of stress going on because of this weekend and everything, and some drama, and I just completely listened to Taylor Swift's new album, which these songs describe my life, like literally. They might not be very good because they're not very country-like and such, but they literally describe my life to a T, some of them. So I was blasting them in my headphones, or whatever you want to call it, my iPod headphones, and I was just sprinting off the pain, to be honest. That's what I do. So it's definitely awesome stress reliever. So once I get to school, I feel really calm and I don't feel like I need to vent about anything that will get me in trouble, aka someone telling someone who told someone who tells the person I was venting about, you know, because that has happened to me before, and let's just say it's not a pretty thing, and that part of me, that chapter of my life is gone. I am not going to be gossiping about other people anymore or I'm going to try not to as much as possible because sometimes it's impossible, but that's just not who I am anymore. I'm trying to be as genuine as I can and not venting and, you know, creating drama that doesn't need to be there. So that's another thing. I guess I'll talk about the results of what's been going on, like with my running, like what's happened because of it. I am getting a lot more toned. My friends have actually, you know, come up and said to me like, Katie, you look great. And that's an awesome feeling, let me tell you. Like my friends who run track, my friends with really good bodies have been telling me, you look really good. And that's always nice. And I look more glowy because people who exercise, you know, have this natural just glow and happiness look to them sometimes, depending on what exercise they're doing, obviously. But running is just great on all levels. Walking is even great. So if you want to start this, if you want to start running in the morning and you feel like you're not going to be able to run the entire way yet, definitely start out by walking. I usually do 20 to 30 minute exercise periods. I don't want to call it a 20 to 30 minute run because I also do a lot of stretching because I don't want to get myself sore. I don't want to pull anything. I have really bad knees, so I need to be really careful. I also, you know, have a cool down lap where I just walk around a little bit, and I do sit-ups sometimes if I'm feeling really, you know, into it. So I want to say that I just exercise for probably a good 30 minutes. And I run either 2 miles to 3 depending on how fast I go. And sometimes I even do just 1 mile if I'm feeling really tired and I just want to do something quick and just get my heart rate up. You know, it really depends on how I'm feeling. And yeah, so I usually for the most part run probably an average of 2 to 2.5 miles daily, which is really nice because that's, I mean, I don't run on the weekends. I usually go to classes at the gym or I bike or things because the weekends are kind of a time for me to just chill and relax. So I do want to touch on one thing. I get a lot of people saying, Katie, I can't exercise because I don't have time. I get up before school and I run. I literally don't have time after school. Like right now I'm only filming this video because I'm making a video really quick. I'm only filming this video because... Okay, thanks, Dad. I'm only filming this video because my tennis practice was canceled, to be honest, so I usually don't have time after school to film or to do very much of anything. And also, I feel like I have more energy in the morning when I wake up than I do any other time of the day. Like I feel more motivated and I feel like I run better in the morning when I'm like half awake, so I don't know what's going on. I guess I should say a little disclaimer about the whole running thing. You need to make sure you're running in a safe environment. Blah, blah, blah. I don't want any of you guys to get like abducted or something and blame me for telling you guys to run in the morning at 5. It is dark at 5, okay? And especially with the whole daylight savings thing that's gonna happen, it's gonna get even darker where I live. So that's an issue. You guys can also, like if you live in a not really safe part of town, you can get a little vest with the reflectors and some pepper spray and you're good to go. But I usually just take my iPod with me, which is also my phone, so I can call 911 if I need to. I always stay in a lighted area, so somewhere where like there's lights where I can see. Definitely run it by your parents, obviously. I have to be really careful in the morning when I'm getting ready to go because my house is completely asleep, so I have to be very quiet. I usually have my entire outfit picked out and laid out and my shoes laid out and my headphones laid out and everything, and I usually eat half of like a Z bar or like a zone bar. In my case, I need something in my stomach before I run just because otherwise I will throw up and that'll be very bad. So I always have something in my stomach. I drink a lot of water, and while you're running, like if you guys are a new runner, if you're not very good at it, definitely keep in mind the in through the nose, out through the mouth, and just keep on doing that and focus on that the entire time while you're running. Because that's important, obviously, so you don't get you know, side stitches. I don't get cramps very much anymore just because I don't know, I guess I've been running enough that it doesn't really affect me, but whenever I get cramps, I always get them right here, like in my, you know, shoulder, whatever this thing's called, my collarbone. I don't know why, like my mom has explained it to me multiple times, but I just don't remember. So honestly, I haven't really been getting them very much anymore, but just definitely drink a lot of water, breathe in, breathe out. You might even want to bring a water with you when you run, like if that's your style. I don't really like doing that because I don't like having something holding something or something. What am I even saying? That's what I do every morning, so if you guys see me tweeting at 5 a.m., you know, you guys know what I'm doing. So that's it. Hope you guys are having a lovely Monday, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!